Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
Yeah, I added some new stuff. Yeah, it's all bats now. Pretty sick. Well, there's skeletons too. It's lukewarm. Okay, so I have this that I'm gonna paint. This one that we did last time. And then also I have this that I drew today. This is Amabie, who is an ancient, well, not ancient, but old yokai who appears during times of plague and illness and pandemic. And just looking at them is said to protect you and heal you from disease. So I figured because it's kind of mermaid-like, it has scales, long flowing hair, and then down here it has 3 legs that end in fins. I drew this, and then I want to ink this, and then maybe paint this. I'm not sure yet. But I have this one all taped down and ready to go, but if I paint this, I can't work on this because I have to have this on top. I don't have a huge workspace. And if there's wet paint, I can't do that, so I'm gonna work on this first. Yes, it's supposed to keep you from disease. I've drawn it before. I actually have it as a design up on my Redbubble, as a face mask. But, that was like a little doodle. I want to do, like, a watercolor piece. But I have new brushes. This is one of them. This is the size 12 round brush. This is called an oval wash brush, but this particular type of brush is called a cat's tongue brush because it's kind of flat, but it also ends in a point like that. Cat's tongues don't end in a point like that, so I don't know who named it that, but it's one of the names that it has. I don't know what kind of cats they were looking at.
Hello there, Extinct. Insomnia is kicking my butt, so I am finally able to catch one of your streams, and I wanted to say that your art is so good that you inspire me daily to quit drawing.
Oh, well, thank you for the biddies, Sailor's Tailor. I'm glad you could finally catch one of the streams. Happy to have you here. This is another one that came in the set. This is a square 1/2-inch wash brush. This is for doing big areas, like backgrounds and stuff that you just need to cover with a lot of water or paint. So this will come in handy for backgrounds. And this one is a number 4 round. It's very small. This is for detailing. I also have my old brushes for comparison. This one is also a number 4 round. This brush, with the black handle and the red stripe on it, this brush is over 20 years old. I shoplifted this brush when I was a teenager from Michael's. I have not taken the best care of it. You can kind of see that it doesn't come to a nice point. It's kind of frayed. I've abused my brushes a lot, so that's why I bought some new ones. And these ones were obtained legitimately and legally, which is amazing, I know. It's still usable, that's why I still have it. I haven't thrown it out because I can still use it for things, but it is not in ideal condition, and that's why I have this one now. But to start off with, we're busting this thing out again. It's all clean and ready to go. Not gonna stay clean. Sleep is for the weak. That is true. I've been up since like... When did I get up today? I got up at like 4:30, I think. And then as soon as Walgreens opened, I went to Walgreens to get allergy medicine because my allergies have been killing me. And my alternative, because I needed to do my taxes today because the deadline is in 2 days, and I put it off long enough, I wasn't going to be able to do it if I was just, you know, leaking from every hole in my face, and my eyes were sore and itchy and swollen. And if I took Benadryl, I would be too zonked out to be able to do things correctly, so I needed to go and get some of this stuff. This is, cetirizine, also known as Zyrtec, but this is generic because I am poor. And I don't pay for name brands. But anyhow, it's doing its job, and I'm not nearly as disgusting as I was otherwise. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but thank you for the follow. I really don't want to butcher it because I know I'm going to. And Cappy the Wolf, thank you for following as well. Yeah, so my local Costco is almost an hour away by car because it's up near Boston. And so I do not tend to go there very often, and I've let my membership lapse as a result because it's just a long way to go for groceries. And so I haven't gone in a couple years now, which sucks, but you know, it's hard to justify it. Otherwise, you know, I would be going, and I used to stock up on the Kirkland Signature stuff, where it's like 12 or 13 bucks for a year's supply of allergy medicine. I miss that. I also miss just the good quality products and the good prices, and the pizzas and the chicken bakes and everything, really. I just don't like driving all the way up to near Boston. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like butchering people's names if I can avoid it. And I've done it several times. People have trouble with my name, too, on Twitch, even though it's not even, you know, that unusual. It can be a bit of a tongue twister. But yeah, I finally have allergy medicine again, so that's cool. And I spent my Saturday morning doing my taxes, because that's what adults do, I guess. And also, I had to do them by the 17th. And I didn't want to wait until the last minute in case there were problems. And there were problems! I put everything in, and my taxes are a little complicated because I am completely self-employed. Which means that I had like 5 1099s to file from different sources. Twitch being one of them. And so I had to put all those in, and I did that, and there were no problems with that necessarily that I know of, but the IRS will let me know if I messed anything up. Hopefully I didn't. But then, when it was time to send it off, it got rejected. And then I went in and I did the things that the software told me to do, and then I sent it off again, and it was rejected again. And this happened 4 times. Until finally, I was like freaking out, and I hit up the little support chat thing. So, and I was like, yeah, I'm having a little bit of a problem with the IRS rejecting my return. And so the person walked me through the process and asked me some questions to make sure that I was putting in the right information. And it turns out that it had something to do with that, like, 5-digit code that you set for yourself to prove that it's you filing the taxes. So I had to go in and do a workaround for that to get it to take it, and then it got accepted. And then I just got an email saying that my state accepted it as well. So hopefully that's the end of that. And I won't get any letters from the federal government telling me that I messed up on my taxes. But it's a possibility. We shall see. But for the moment, they are filed. And so, as far as I'm concerned, that is taken care of and out of the way. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And that's the main thing. I don't want to worry about it. Yeah, I suppose I could have just added all the 1099s together and submitted them as one thing, huh? Why didn't I think of that? I don't think the IRS would have appreciated it, though. I just realized I still have the Mario Paint music on, and I'm just gonna leave it until the video is done. I want that strand thinner than I sketched it. Tutorials. I can't say that I have any in mind specifically because I don't watch very many tutorials unless it's something very specific that I need to know how to do that I don't already know how to do. As far as art tutorials go, I mostly come from an era before YouTube. So I don't really know many places. Oh, I think the video ended it. Did it? I think so. Hang on, let me exhaust this ink. And then I will put on some more music. There's a site that somebody mentioned not too long ago. I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's called like Draw a Box or something like that. And it's got like all kinds of like exercises and stuff to help you like alright, that's exhausted. Alright. 1 second. To help you like do like drills and exercises and stuff. Alright, so today I'm actually going to put on some music by someone who also streams. Who also stops by the stream. Lysergic Ashes, who is, I actually think is streaming right now doing ceramics. But this is his music, and I asked him the other day if I could play some of his music on stream. Also going to go ahead and put a shout out in here. When you get a chance, please go give him a follow. He's a super chill guy who does some great stuff with clay. It's very soft. Turn that up. But yeah. Pretty neat person. He has a very cute bird named Jellybean. Does some good tunes as well. There was a YouTuber that does tutorials and stuff for art, but I can't remember what the name was because, like I said, I don't really watch a whole lot of tutorials. Unless it's something like Live 2D or Blender or something I'm just not familiar enough with to figure it out on my own. That is a... I'm gonna have to clean that line up. That is kind of janky. I don't like that. There's also... There's books that are pretty good. Like timeless kind of... fundamentals kind of things. Like the Loomis method, Andrew Loomis. It's a pretty classic one for learning how to draw people. There's another one too, I don't remember. I don't remember names, that's the thing, when it comes to this kind of stuff. Also, when I was getting my start, back when I was a shitty teenager in the 90s, I was convinced that I didn't need to follow the formula. I didn't need to do the drills and the exercises. I could just figure it out my own way. So I tried to do it like that. And I guess that's one way to do it. You do eventually learn through trial and error, but I was just being stubborn. But, alright, Sailor, thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you could catch the stream for a few minutes. Have a good rest. Hope to see you another time. Trying to figure out a good angle to approach this without smearing anything. Oh, doesn't help that I ran out of ink. This nib needs to get cleaned off anyway. Yeah, I did some stuff with the stream avatars thing. I ripped some sprites, some old Castlevania sprites from like NES era Castlevania, and I modified them and imported them into the stream avatars thing so that we could have bats and skeletons, because I could not find any bats and skeletons that anybody else had already made. And I was a little disappointed by that. Over the last couple days, I was doing that in between working on commissions, which I still have a lot to do. But I want to play with this stuff a little bit. kind of ignoring my own sketch a little bit. But that's okay. A sketch is just a suggestion. That indeed. Raph, thank you so much. 3 months, wow. That's a whole ass season. That's a whole season. Wow. Keeping up that night crew, huh? Hell yeah, night crew. That is the shit. Alright, I'm gonna figure out what is still wet and what isn't so I don't box myself in like I tend to do. Imagine an entire crew at night, right? Weird. What a bunch of weirdos. The Knighted crew, hell yeah. What's up, Flo? You're cold. It was really nice today. Except for a couple times it just kind of rained out of nowhere, but it was like those really like fat raindrops. Like the really chunky ones that are just huge. When they hit something, like the splat is like an inch across or something. Yeah, just thick raindrops. And then it would do that for like 10 minutes. Then it would stop. And then like an hour or two would go by and then it would do it again. And it did that like 3 times and then it cleared up and then it was really nice. And then every boomer and Gen Xer with a motorcycle decided that they wanted to ride noisily up and down my road. That's what they do when the weather's nice. What if rain, but thick, right? Yeah, what if White Putin was the rain? A very large Putin in the rain, catching every raindrop because all the surface area belongs to him. That's the way it should be. He's a force of nature. So, I have noticed I'm getting a little bit better with this thing. It feels less strange and alien to me, and I'm starting to understand the physics of the whole thing a little better. That's progress. Also getting a better feel for how much ink it holds at a time, so I can kind of judge when I'm gonna run out before it actually happens. Engaging approximately how much I can get done before I have to redip. Not all the time, though. Look at all those bats and skeletons, that's rad. Also, for the bats and skeletons, if you use the command !sit, you can sit, and the skeletons have a cute little animation. The bats just kind of sit, which is actually just like their upside down perching pose, but I flipped it around. Oh, there's no stars for anybody to catch, huh? Oh, we should fix that. Yeah, you'll just kind of sit wherever you are, so... The stars give you points, which can be used to unlock different colors and stuff, but I haven't really set that up, because, I mean, why should you have to, like, build up points to change your colors? That's silly. So, it's more just fun, you know, catching stars. I was thinking, like, maybe I'll add some different palettes to, like, unlock with the points, but then I was like, but then why should some colors be, like, more valuable to get, you know? It seems weird to me. So, as it stands, the only ones that really, like, cost anything significant are the big Monster Hunter ones, just because they're so big. And they kind of dominate a lot of screen space. But that's cool, Will, if I can call you Will. If not, let me know. I'm glad that you found a bat that matches your colors. Yeah, I did a pink one. That's actually the trans flag colors. And then I also have an NB flag color scheme. Because for the bats, there's only four colors to change. And then I'm probably going to add a couple more pride flags that I can fit into a 4-color palette. I'm not sure yet. I also have one that's piss color. If you want to be piss colored. I felt like that was important. I have one that's like you know, the can of an Arizona green tea thing. I have one that's like that kind of color, like a vapor wavy kind of seafoam green and pink. And then I have one that's it's the colors of like the Solo Jazz design. And for the skeletons, I think there's only like, I can't remember how many I put. I think it's like 4 different colors so far. I'm gonna add more, I just haven't done it yet. I had to stop myself from playing with skeletons and bats all day. I had work to do. It was actually a lot easier to put custom sprites into the thing than I thought it was going to be. I put it off for a while because I was like, oh, it's going to be complicated. I don't want to mess with that. But it was actually pretty easy. Yeah, I like seafoam green too. It's a really good color. Something about it is just very chill. I'm trying to think, what else did I add to the stream? I think I added another sound alert. I changed the doot doot. That's what it was. I changed it. I did add Shodan, but I did that a few days ago. I did the doot doot today.
We got bagels! Wow!
I am tempted to take like a GIF or a video clip of the Dawn Beverage ones and put those up instead of just the sound. Oh yeah, toilet paper. Gao doesn't have that one. Gao is salty about it. Jeff Bezos did Gao dirty and didn't give them that one. I think all the other ones though, just not that one. People are being noisy outside. Hell yeah, Kazoos. So today I found M&Ms, but instead of just like chocolate or whatever inside, they have like, it's like actual like brownie. It's like they took bits of brownie and they just covered it in an M&M shell. And they're pretty good. I'm impressed. No, they don't have Doritos inside of them. That would be probably gross. I mean, I haven't tried it, so I don't know for sure, but it sounds like it would be pretty gross. I mean, they do have chocolate that has, like pepper, like red pepper in it to make it kind of spicy. But I don't know. What about, like, Takis in like a chocolate and candy shell? Takis filled M&Ms. How did I do this? The leg is bending, so... like this, I guess. And like that. Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, it's a yokai, there's not really any rules. No rules, just right. M&M's coated in Takis powder, that could work too. By work, I mean exist, but not necessarily be a good thing. ink is just about... yeah. Hello! How are you doing, Mar? I'm just about to redip my nib. We were talking about what if you crushed up chips like Doritos and put them inside of M&Ms. I'm pretty good. I can't complain too much. I did my taxes today, so that is both a source of relief, but also now a waiting game to see if I did them correctly or if the IRS is going to tell me that I messed up somehow. So. But I did get my allergy medicine. So I'm no longer suffering or completely knocked out from Benadryl. Because those have been my two modes of existence for the last couple of months. I was just saying that when I was at Walgreens earlier today, I found M&Ms that have basically just like bites of brownie inside instead of chocolate, and they're pretty good. And they're interesting. I've never seen them before, and it was a pleasant surprise. Okay, this is getting all gunky, so I need to wash it off. And getting a good ink tea going here. I'll be right back in like 2 minutes.
Sleep a while, how wonderful to
I guess that wasn't 2 minutes. I gave myself extra time. I didn't need it. Wow, that is that's an interesting. What would you call that? That's not really like a poem? What would that be called? Okay. What can I work on without smearing anything? Okay. I was wondering if maybe there was like a... Oh my god, are you serious? Welp. That happened. Oh well. Oh well. Just fell clean off the nib. Didn't even care. Okay, we'll call it a mole. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Maybe I'll even just kind of like black out one of the scales. Call it part of the patterning, the motif. One of the things that happens when you're working with stuff like this, sometimes it just kind of does its own thing whether you want it to or not. Yeah, I'll just do undo. It'll go away. But yeah, I'm not really doing these for anything other than practice, so I'm not super concerned if there's problems or imperfections or whatever. Yeah, that stuff will stain. Like I have an aqua brush that I've used for ink washes, and I left the stuff in there too long, like the diluted ink water, and it ended up staining parts of the aqua brush. I mean, it's still usable, it's not ruined or anything, but it is stained. This is our forbidden drink right now. There are certain types of ink you could probably get away with taking a sip and it most likely wouldn't do anything to you, like carbon-based inks that are basically, you know, just carbon mixed into water. But I don't know what goes into this particular ink. I would not risk consuming it. It is definitely the forbidden drink. I don't think it's anything super dangerous, but at the same time, it's probably not something you want to have in your body. Some people will use certain drawing inks that are more pure, more simple as far as like the ingredients. They'll actually use them for stick and poke tattoos. Like Higgins Black Magic is an India ink, and people use that a lot for stick and pokes. I don't know if that's advisable or not. I don't know if I would ever do it, but people do. As far as I know, they're not dying of horrible cancers or anything, at least not yet. That could change. Maybe not enough time has passed. Who knows? Might end up seeing a sudden rash of weird cancers coming from people who've done that in like 30 years. It is Saturday. It's true. And yeah, that's the black magic. I have some. At one point you could see the label, but it's kind of worn off. This is pretty good ink. I've used it a lot. It's waterproof, so if you just want to use it with like watercolor, you can. As long as it's fully dry. It's not as opaque as the deleter though. Like if you do multiple layers, like with the brush pen or something, you definitely see like the layer underneath and stuff, unless you really saturate it. Oh, okay, it's non-toxic, it says. But it says not to use it as a tattoo ink, so I guess if you're gonna do that, you do it at your own risk. Yeah, it's been a time for everyone. Everybody's having a time, whether they like it or not. But we're all still here, and that is something to celebrate and recognize. We're still doing our things, respectably. And respectfully. Yeah, kicking ass. And I hope anybody who is in the US who has to get their taxes done gets them done on time and without any complications or headaches or unwanted or unexpected payments. Because tax day looms on the 17th. And if you've already gotten them done, I'm proud of you. Congratulations, you've done it. You did it ahead of time. That's great. And if you have to file an extension, please do that. Don't feel ashamed. If that's what you need to do, just do it. One of my cats just came running in. I don't know why. Maybe there's a cat emergency. Who knows? Alright, I think I boxed myself in a little bit. Is not ideal. I don't want to put my hand on that foot. It's gonna smear. I need to get over here. That was very awkward because I gotta hold it like way out here and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like I have control. And I'm a Virgo, I need to have control. That's how that goes. Oh, the music is so quiet. Let's turn it up. Watch, it's just gonna blast out of nowhere and just be deafening. Smeared a little bit. That's okay. Let's see. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost done. Nib is getting gunky again. This ink dries pretty quickly, and that includes on the nib. That's why I keep having to clean it off, because it will dry on here, and when it dries it just gets like just all gunked up, and then it doesn't hold ink as well. I rinse it off. Alright, I gotta let that sit for a minute. Villain, thank you. I have tea for you, except it's not really tea. And it's not really drinkable. It's a special recipe. Very special art tea. Made with ink. Yes, it is extinct ink.
Life is such a bore. Is there something more you would ask of me? 'Cause life is just a breeze. Everything's so easy. The world is
Okay, all clean. Not gunked up anymore. The tea is developing. It almost does look like tea with like loose leaf tea, where it has like the tea leaves in the bottom of the cup. It kind of looks like that a little bit. I just don't want to drink this.
Life is just pretend. Wait for it to end. Onward comes the darkness. Life is just a game. People stay the same. Wearing through the seasons.
Trying to see what's dry and what isn't. And how are you tonight, Villain? How is your weekend going? What's Zooter? I don't know what that is. Ooh, new inks. I have not heard of that brand before, but I am intrigued, especially if it's got a nice case. See, like, I like things for their utilitarian purposes, but I also like things that have really nice packaging. I'm a sucker for that. I've been known to buy things just because the packaging was nice. Oh, okay. I'm used to just seeing people just say OOT for Ocarina of Time. I'm not used to that abbreviation, that's why I was confused. That makes sense though. Hey, Friendin, what is up? Yeah, I'm practicing still. I'm still new to the nib. In all my years of arting, I've never used a dip pen until this past month. And you can see we had a little bit of an accident here, but that's okay. Fine. It happens. We'll work around it. I also did this one on stream last week, and I'm gonna be watercoloring this. Actually, I think I might switch gears now. I'm getting tired of inking a little bit. So we're closing up the deleter, putting that aside. Nib is mostly clean, so we're gonna put that aside too. Got some paints, and we're gonna start with the background. We're gonna bust out this buddy, the 1/2 inch square wash brush. We're gonna make it wet. We're gonna wet it first. I've already washed these to get the starch or the gum arabic or whatever it is that they usually put on these when they ship them out. But I need to kind of, I guess you'd call it warming it up, even though it's not really warm. I'm gonna let it absorb some water a little bit. So we're gonna start by moistening the brush, and then we're gonna moisten the background with just water. This is just water to start off with. I'm gonna go in and give everything a good wash. Just plain water. Kind of priming it. And then now see, the thing is that's funny is these watercolors are old. I've had them for a very, 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 very long time. I've had them since I was a teenager in the late 90s and early 2000s. And they're still good. You just slap some water onto them and they work. And that's the beautiful thing about watercolor. And right now I'm using Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors. That's just what I have. But in the future, I think I might pick up some other brands and give those a shot. I haven't experimented too much with different brands of watercolor, generally. I've mostly stuck to Winsor Newton. Once I got past using like the really shitty little chalky pans that they give you like in, you know, grade school art classes to use, like the Crayola and the Prang and the Rose Art. All those garbage supplies. So this wash is going to get built up. This is just the first pass. And then I'm going to go in and add more color in certain areas. Kind of frame it a little bit better, blocking in the colors and going around the actual drawing a bit more. But right now I'm just establishing the background with a light wash. I'm doing this first because if I do any overlap onto the actual character, I can kind of hide that when I actually paint the character, so it's not really a big deal. Especially at this point when it's very light washes that don't really show up too much. Alright, now we're switching to the cat's tongue wash brush, which is smaller and it has this point, so you can get into like little areas better than you can with a big old square one. This is a ½ inch or a 1/4 inch, I can't remember. Oh, it says it's a ½ inch. So it's a ½ inch. Yeah. So like over here, get in here. Much better than I could with the other one, which is actually, I said it was a ½ inch earlier, but I was wrong. It's a 3/4 inch. The big boy. Over here, and I can get into these little areas better than with the other one. Too big, too wide, and thick. We're just doing light washes. Very thin amount of pigment, and we will build on that later. That's the whole thing about watercolors, and one of the things I like about it is that it's not about going in bold right off the bat. You're going in there and you're building up these layers of translucent color until you get the saturation you want. You can control it a lot better. A lot of people don't like watercolor because they think you don't have control over it because it flows so much. But that's not true. It's not true at all. You have actually, arguably, a lot more control than you do with other paints because you can build things up gradually. And you can build them up until you get them to the point that you want them, rather than possibly putting too much down at once and then having to try to fix it from there and reverse engineer it to get it where you want it. But I used to hear a lot of people complaining about watercolors because they're like, oh no, it's just too all over the place. I can't control it. I can't get it the way I want it. And I think it's just because they expect it to be so bold and thick, and just, you know, you put it down and there it is. Like with acrylics or oils. It doesn't work that way. It's just a different medium with different mechanics.
Legs like stems. Eyes that bloom.
And the cool thing about it is that if you put some down and it's too much, you can just get some water and kind of massage it out. Because even once it's on the paper, if you add more water to it, it'll just kind of thin out. And then you can kind of just erase it and blend it, and it's great. I love it. Why did I stop using watercolors? That's what I'm wondering now. Why did I stop?
Unfurl in a week old centerfold Drop my velvet on your table.
So because my setup right here is kind of small, I'm like reaching over myself. This is the paints. This is what I'm working with right now, and I'm like reaching over because I'm right-handed. And my palette is on the left side. So it's not ideal, but I'm working with it. I'm making it happen. It's fine. Save? Alright, if you say so. I will do that. I gotta say, these brushes are better than the ones I was using. I'm glad that I bought them. Also, I didn't really have a good wash brush before. I just never had a good one. But here we go. We got the save button. And we have saved. We saved our work for next time. Now, if the computer crashes, we won't lose our progress. Thank you. I'm proud of me too. I want down at the bottom to be the darkest value because that's the bottom. I want a little bit of kind of like a gradient going on here for the background. So basically the light source is going to be up here, and then down here under the fishy is going to be darker. Not super dark, but darker. So we get an idea of some kind of depth happening. There's a space that light is not penetrating as much. And then as a contrast, because there's so much like cool color business going on back here, the mermaid herself or their self is gonna be like a goldfish. A lot of orange, a lot of orangey, reddish, golden kind of colors. That's what we're gonna be going with. Here, bring some of this in.
Found me a girl, think I found me a queen. She tastes just like an apple, sugar and leaves. Think I found me a girl with a crown like the sea. Felt her glow in the moonlight, soft as a peach. Think I found me a girl, I fell hard as the rain. How I wanted to kiss you, honey and cream. Felt the spark in my blood, and my blood turned to steam. We are grinning and dripping, loving.
So, light wash. Then after that, we're gonna let it dry because the paper, even though I've taped it down, is starting to buckle and warp a little bit, which is normal for watercolor. I don't have a hair dryer, which is usually the best tool to use to quickly get watercolor to dry down. But I don't blow dry my hair. So I have never bought a hair dryer, and I don't have anybody around that has one I can borrow. Oh my goodness! Thank you, Gal, for gifting those subs. Yeah, let's get that last emote slot. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for gifting subs to Fingers and Throws, Hartles XYZ, M. Callings, Punkin Pirate, and Friendin. Hell yeah. Get that emote slot and slap that Hypers emote in there. And then if, and that's a big if we ever manage to hit partner, which probably won't happen, but I'm not going to completely discount it, then we can have more emotes. Because Jeff Bezos has said we can only have a limited amount as an affiliate because they fear our power. But hell yeah. Did the music stop? Is it over? So for anybody wondering who missed it earlier, the music that was playing is by Lysergic Ashes, who is another streamer and does really cool stuff with clay and also makes good tunes. Yep, it is all done. So now I think we might switch gears. We're gonna do some Castlevania remixes because I've been in a Castlevania mood lately. No, why not? Did a jank photo shoot of the bottle and case of the new ink. Sketchpad ripped off the cover, took a sheet from the pad of paper and covered together and held it on top. Hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, a jank setup, if it does the job, it's fine, you know? It doesn't have to be, like, super professional and, like, high budget, as long as it works. You know, I'm no stranger to jank setups. My setup right now is pretty jank, honestly. But it does the job. Like I said, I'm using paints that I got like 2 decades ago. So as long as it works, that's all that matters. Conan's raiding us, oh my goodness. Being raided. Can't believe it. I want this darker. Whole area darker. This area darker. This area darker. Hello, Lonan. How are you doing? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. If you are new to my stream, I am Extinct Inks. I am a full-time freelance artist. And right now I'm working on watercolors. This is a drawing I did last week. Because it's May, and that means it's Mermay. So this is a mermaid. Based off of fancy goldfish. You know, like those really plump, round goldfish that you see that have just like really big eyes. And kind of neotenous features where their heads are kind of childlike, I guess, for a fish. And she's a mermaid. And I have a dip pen, which, where is it? I have one of these, which you dip in ink, and that is what I inked this with, using the Leader Black 4 ink, which is supposed to be both waterproof and marker-proof, although when I tried it earlier, I found out the marker-proof claim is not 100% true because it does smudge with markers, but it is waterproof so far. And I am currently using very old Winsor Newton watercolors that I've had for many years, along with some new watercolor brushes that I recently bought for myself that are so far very nice and doing the job very well. And I'm right now doing a light wash over the background, and then once that dries a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go in and start painting the actual mermaid. But welcome. How was your stream, Lonan? How did it go? I know you had a bit of a headache earlier. I hope that went away. I'm no stranger to headaches. I know how terrible they can be. Like, I get migraines a lot, and it sucks. Yeah, that sounds like a migraine to me. My migraines don't usually make me nauseous, but they do occasionally, and that is the worst. The absolute worst. I'm sorry for rickrolling your brain. That was not my intention. I promise. Alright, so I'm just giving this a couple minutes to kind of cool down because the paper is buckling, as watercolors do. And I want the washes to kind of dry a little bit before I go in here, just to give the paper a moment to itself. No problem lurking, friendin'. We appreciate everybody who's here, lurking or not. So this is the brush wash tub. The water is not that dirty yet, but don't worry, it will get there. I like to show the condition of the waters that I'm using. This is the forbidden tea that we were rinsing the nib in earlier. You can have a sip if you want. I don't condone it, and I'm not responsible for anything that happens to you if you drink it. You might get superpowers, you might die, something in between, who knows? I sure don't. Gonna have a quick smoke break. I want superpowers too, but you don't know what kind you're gonna get. They might not be the kind you want. had a new mini harvest. I've been sampling the goods for the last couple days. Still a little too wet. Let's see if we can speed it up. I don't think this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it anyway. We're just gonna fan it. Oh god, I wish I had a hairdryer. Maybe I'll get like a cheap one or see if somebody has like one that they don't use anymore that they'd be willing to like sell me or donate. Because I don't want to spend like 30-40 bucks on a hairdryer just for this. That might be what I have to do. I don't think this is gonna work. Actually, it might have worked a little bit. Alright, so since there's a lot more fine details, I'm not gonna go in with such a big brush. And where do I want to start? I guess I could start with the body. Basically, for this, the part that would be like the back is gonna be like an orangey color. And then this part, the belly and stuff, is going to be more of kind of like a silvery kind of white color. That's kind of what I'm going for. So like for the back, I'm going to go in kind of like this color. But I want it to stop here. I don't want it to go all the way in. I could have used the bigger brush on this area, but oh well. So that's like the starting wash. It's very thin, very translucent. I don't want to go in too hard with it just yet. I'm gonna get there gradually. And then like up here on the shoulder there's a spot. Over here on the elbow there's a spot. Over here on the other elbow there's a spot that's bigger. And then on the hair I think there's going to be areas that are this orangey gold color and then areas that are white. I might even throw in areas that are kind of like a dark gray or a black. Kind of like a calico kind of thing. Probably going to make the eyes this color too. I might even make them a little darker. I might throw a little bit of red in there. Not sure yet. We'll see how it looks. For this, I'm doing a little bit more of a concentrated color, not so much of a thin wash, and then I'm going to let that dry down. Too much there. And just soak it up with the brush to get rid of it. Do we need some more stars? There we go. Alright, so right now I'm just mixing some of this color so that I don't have to like go back and you know, keep mixing it as I grab it. And these spots are actually pretty dry already, so I'm gonna go in for a second wash. Now I'm using the old janky brush because that's what I was mixing with and I don't want to waste the paint. This is a little too plain. I'm gonna throw some red in here. So see, it's already more of like a reddish orange. I like that a bit more. Yeah, I like that more. That's more of what I was after. Just the yellow and the orange is just a little too yellowish. I want something with a little bit more, just more to it. Yeah, there we go. And then for the eyes, I'll go back and do that last. I'm probably actually going to make that even more red. What else? That's all good. That's good. Oh, hang on. Well, no, because I'm going to... No, I guess I'm not going to be doing a wash up there, so I can go ahead and fill it. I want the eyebrow spots to be the gold color, too. Damn, I want to play Castlevania now. I might... I kind of wanted to save it until, like, the fall for Halloween, but I might maybe play Symphony of the Night again. Because why not? I have not... Actually, I only got a couple episodes into Season 3 because I didn't like it. I'm a big Castlevania fan, and I did not like Season 3 of the cartoon. One of the reasons why I like Castlevania as a series, because I like Dracula. I like the character of Dracula. Two, Castlevania is not a really, like, horny franchise in general. And Season 3 of the series was extremely horny, and I don't care for that. I'm not into Castlevania because I want everybody to be banging. I like it because it's cool monsters. And I felt it was very out of place for the series. It was off-putting and out of character in general, and I didn't like it, so I stopped watching it. And if Season 4 is more of the same, I'm not gonna watch that either. I'll just play the games. I'm not against sexual content, especially in adult animation. It's just, for Castlevania, it seems out of place. Especially when The first 2 seasons just did not have that, and then suddenly it does. I was like, no. But that is entirely a me thing. That's just my personal preference for that kind of stuff. Like, I love the animation of the series. It was just, that's not the content that I'm there for. If that makes sense, I'm not sure. I could just be talking out of my ass, I'm not sure. There's a dog barking outside. Why is there a dog outside? Nighttime. Bring your dog inside. I like this brush a lot. I've never had one of these so-called cat's tongue brushes before. I always had just regular rounds and square brushes. This is very nice. It's very versatile. Oh yeah, you can post that kind of stuff in the art channel. Sure. Post away. Anything related to art, as long as it's properly credited, if it's not yours, or, you know, if it's yours, then just whatever, is fine in there. No limit. As long as you're not, like, spamming the channel, like, all day long, I don't really care. And even then, as long as, you know, it's, like, interesting stuff, if you want to spam it, that's fine. Spots on the hair I want to do. Give some golden tips. Why not? They deserve it. Oh, spoopy castle music. Oh my goodness. Hey, I'm not a great photographer either, and my phone is definitely not one that was designed to be a camera, primarily, so I get you. It's no big deal. I've never had a phone with a good camera. Mostly because I have to get phones that are cheap. I'm poor. So I totally understand. That's pretty good so far. just cleaning up the background wash a little bit. Now that it's dried and I can manipulate it more easily. There we go. Any hard-edged areas of an uneven pigment that I want to blend out. Doesn't look like this weird halo around the character. Damn, why is Castlevania so good? I love the spooky vampire castle. Oh, this one's a little loud. Yeah, right? You wanna run around in the big monster castle with skeletons and Medusa heads and all that nonsense. Honestly, Dracula's castle seems like it'd be a great place to have a party, because it's already, like, wild as fuck. Bring your holy waters and your crosses and your whips. Especially if you're a member of the Belmont clan and you can actually wield the vampire killer, then you're all set. You don't gotta worry about it. Unless you end up getting brainwashed by the Dark Priest Shaft and manipulated into becoming a villain within the castle yourself, like Richter. Yeah, whips. The Belmonts are kinky. Their family weapon is a whip. It's not. You can have kinks that aren't sexual. They like to self-flagellate. Hell yeah. Getting those stars. Self-flatulate too, yeah, exactly. You know, I don't think there's any toilets in Dracula's castle. I don't think I've ever seen one. Where does everybody poop? You have so many creatures in your castle. They have to go somewhere at some time. Yeah, but it's not just vampires. There's all kinds of entities living in that castle. And some of them would have those functions, but where do they do it? Maybe Dracula was only thinking about the vampires when he designed his castle. He wasn't taking into consideration the other creatures' needs, which is kind of messed up. Think about it. Very selfish. They could go out the windows, yeah. I guess it would just fall into that lake that the castle, like, sits above, right? It still seems kind of messed up, though. It's just, like, raw sewage going into the lake. That's nasty. That's nasty and unsanitary. Alright, Mart, well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope to see you around some other time. Some other stream. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. Trying to fill in the gaps around the little fingers. There we go. Oh, this is an interesting remix. Like, a trip-hoppy Castlevania, but alright. Cool. Blending this out a bit.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
How can you challenge a perfect immortal machine? That's a good question. Yeah, bony meat. Pathetic creature of meat and bone. I love Shodan. So good. Top 10 anime villains. And as far as I'm concerned, she's anime. I said so, so it's true. Okay. I don't like it when there's weird blotchiness watercolor, unless there's supposed to be weird blotchiness. And in this, there is not, so I want it to be blended better. But this brush, if you ever do watercolor, get yourself one of these cat's tongue wash brushes. They're very good. I still say it doesn't really look like a cat's tongue because it's got a weird point to it, but I didn't name it, so not my fault. System Shock 2 especially is an anime. System Shock 1 is kind of, I guess it's like, you know, almost there, but System Shock 2 for sure is an anime. I will not hear otherwise. And Xerxes is an anime girl too. Xerxes is an anime princess. Shodan is not an anime princess. Shodan is... well, she's just Shodan, really. She doesn't have an archetype. She is the archetype. but she's great. I love her. She's the whole reason to play the game, really. I mean, the writing's good and stuff, even though the last bit is bonkers. But it's really about Shodan. It does have an anime betrayal, top 10 anime betrayal, all by itself. It makes your cup runneth over, just like an anime. Alright, so once again, we're gonna let that dry down a bit. We're gonna go back in and mess with the orangey color. So I'm just going in. I think we've got a cat hair, so this art has been blessed. I'm just adding more pigment in areas that I want to be darker and more saturated. Unfortunately, because of my jank setup, as we were talking about janky setups earlier, my lighting is not the best until I find either better bulbs or a better lamp. So it's much more washed out on the stream than it is in reality. Which kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. It's much more vivid, it's much more colorful. Also, it's actually brighter in here than the stream lets on. For some reason, it's having a real hard time picking up the amount of light that's actually here. It makes it look much darker than it actually is. I would say that I don't work in the dark, but that would be a lie. There's been plenty of times in the past and recently that I will draw or work on something in extremely subpar lighting just because I don't feel like turning a light on or moving to a different room or whatever. And when I was a teenager, I used to draw at night in my room by just the light of my TV, which was probably not great for multiple reasons, but I didn't care. And that's just how it goes. Be framed a little better. There. And because I'm mostly working in like the lower 2/3 of this, I want it better framed. Is it raining again? If it's raining, I have to close the window. No, it shouldn't be raining. I didn't sound like it was raining. That's weird. need to mix up some more colors. I wonder. I'm thinking about what to mix into this to make it like kind of pop. I've got like this kind of fuchsia color. I'm wondering how that would take to it. I'm gonna try that. See what we end up with. Ooh. Promising. It's not going to show up too well on the camera, but it's kind of a cool color. It's got like just a little bit of like a purplish undertone to it, which is nice. It's this purpley color here that I'm mixing in. Yeah, it harmonizes pretty well. I'm surprised. Just random cat sounds, that's cool. I thought it was my cat in real life for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Faking me out with cat sounds. Yeah, right? Like they're pranking us. Alright, I need to let it dry and stop messing with it. I think we can do some more washes and stuff on the background now. So for this, I'm just taking directly from the paints themselves. I'm not mixing up some with water and setting it aside. I'm just going right in and pulling from the different colors I have in here. Alright, so up here I want a little more green. Ooh. Need to water that down a little bit. But the further up I want it not only more diluted but also more green, and then down towards the bottom I want it darker and more blue. That's basically the transition I'm going for the background. Up top it's pale and translucent and greenish, and then down towards the bottom it's more opaque and bluish. I think I want it darker. People are talking outside. What are they talking about? Time to eavesdrop on my neighbors. Not really, I don't care. I'm busy. I'm just glad I don't have neighbors that get into loud and noisy fights in the parking lot anymore, because that was interesting in a bad way. It was actually so bad that when they moved out, I guess they had like a relative that owned the unit, and he basically came around and apologized to everybody else in the building for their behavior. Like, that sucks. That sucks. I felt so bad for him. I appreciated it, but I felt bad for him having to deal with that. Yeah, it was wild. Randomly knocked on my door one day to apologize about his cousins or whatever that were renting the unit that he owned. Damn, dude. But yeah, they were pretty bad. Like legit, like chasing each other out into the parking lot and screaming at each other and calling the cops on each other. I don't know. It was something else. But that's over now. They moved away. That was years ago. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, I think. I also had a neighbor who lived beneath me, on the second floor, who was apparently dealing certain types of drugs and got popped in a raid, like a sting. When I say drugs, I don't mean weed. I mean like actual like drugs. Yeah, they raided his apartment one morning. Got him. He was a jerk though, so like real bad. He used to start fights with other neighbors over stuff. He had a dog that he did not train at all. Who anytime it went outside, it would basically like run up to anybody and like try to jump on them and stuff. He didn't train the dog, and it was like a pit bull mix, of course. Those kinds of shitty people that posture all the time love to get pit bulls and ruin them. And then when he was gone during the day, he would lock the dog in his bathroom, and the dog would just bark incessantly and scratch at the door just all day long. I felt so sorry for that dog. That dog deserved better. I don't know what happened after that guy got arrested. I don't know if somebody came and got the dog or what, but I hope whatever happened, it was, you know, a good end and not just being put down for being a pit bull. No, he was total fucking garbage. That guy was not great, and nobody in the entire complex liked him. Because he would just, like, get in people's faces about any little thing all the time. But yeah. One of the exciting times. Kohi the Drooler, thank you for the follow. Please enjoy my tale about my shitty neighbors that I no longer have as neighbors. It's a hell of a thing to follow after, I gotta say, but I respect that. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yes, yes, this is the color that I want. More of this, please. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good color. I like it. Very nice, very nice. Here and here. Spread that all around. Come down here on the tail. Yes, here. Here. Where else? here. Eyebrows. Eyes. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Lurking is fine. I appreciate it. Is Temtem that game that's like Pokemon? But not Pokemon? It sounds familiar. Yeah, I hope that that dog was adopted or taken to like a rescue or something. Part of me feels like it's unlikely, because usually when cops are involved, dog like that just gets put to sleep. But I hope that somebody stepped in and took the dog, and the dog has a nice life somewhere, away from that dude. In my mind, that's what happened. I'm gonna hope and imagine that the dog having a great time, a happy family somewhere. Oh yeah, okay. I've heard about that one. I've heard good things. I haven't tried it yet. But it seems pretty cool. Yeah, I've had some interesting neighbors, and usually they're interesting in less than pleasant ways. It's always nice when I end up with a neighbor that's actually like cool, or at the very least just kind of like keeps to themselves and minds their own business. Like, me as a neighbor, I stay out of shit unless, you know, the situation where somebody like needs help or something. I don't want to bother anybody, and I don't want anybody to bother me. Let's see. For the gills, I don't want them to be a different color. I kind of want them to stand out just a little bit. So let's try with like a reddish. Pantran thank you for the follow. Welcome. I'm painting fish people with watercolors because I feel like that's appropriate for fish. And listening to some Castlevania tunes. And that is not supposed to be there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So, one thing you can do with watercolor that's really neat is you can basically erase with water. Like, I had a little bit of the greenish blue that kind of splattered right here, and I don't want it there. That's not where it goes. All I did was I took my brush with just water on it, just plain water, clean water, and I just kind of scrubbed until that bit of pigment faded out into the water, and then you just remove the water and it's gone. It's pretty great. Oh, it looks like I actually have color that I wanted to put. Oh, wait, no. Is that. Okay, never mind. Never mind, never mind. I'm misreading my own sketches. So basically, for here, I have it kind of marked out. So this hand is supposed to be pressing against a surface, like a glass tank. So I want the tips of the fingers and the meaty part of the palm to look like they're being pressed up against glass. And I sketched that out where the contact points would be. And I forgot that, and I thought that it was supposed to be some more of this gold coloration. So it's a good thing I caught that before I started putting more paint down. Speaking of which, we should probably start working on the white parts. So what I'm gonna do for that, I'm gonna grab a little bit of this kind of indigo, very lightly, and I'm gonna grab just a little bit of black. And I'm not going to go over everything with it. This is just for, basically for shading. Because this is supposed to be like a silvery white, so I just want a little bit for darker areas. Just to kind of shade stuff a bit. Give it some depth. And also create some contrast. Like for the areas where the fingers are going to be pressed against the glass. If we have contrast, we can sell that illusion a lot better. And that's all art is. Selling the illusion. And there's a cat hair on my brush. I don't want that. It's not a cat hair brush. It's a synthetic. See, it's creating just little areas of contrast. Because the white is doing the work for, you know, the kind of pearly white color that a goldfish tends to be. Be really careful with the black though, because it will dominate everything if I go too hard with it, and I don't want that. Oh, thank you, villain. Yeah, it's turning out pretty good. You know what I want to try sometime? I want to get like a really good liner brush. I want to try doing complete inking just using a brush like this. Not a brush pen, but like a very thin... Like I have a liner brush, but it's in poor shape. This is called a liner brush. It's very thin and the bristles are super long and they don't really taper into a sharp point. They're kind of more like flat. And you use this kind of thing for very thin precision line work. And you can use this for inking lines. And I've never tried it for that. And I kind of want to, but I'm afraid to. But maybe I will. Not right now, but maybe I will. At some point. If I get brave. I've always wanted to do that, but I've always been really intimidated by it. paper is warping. I need to let it sit and dry for a minute. I'm gonna have to get a hairdryer. If I get any kind of refund for my taxes, I'm just gonna buy the cheapest possible hairdryer so that I can just use it to dry watercolors. Because it's annoying to wait. It's looking pretty alright. So now I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. Just a minute. Just to let it chill. Dry down. Yeah, this is turning out pretty okay, considering I have not painted with watercolor in a decade. Maybe more than that. No. No, it's about a decade because it was... The last time I did it was at our old apartment. And we moved in there in 2012. So, almost a decade. It'll be a decade next year. So yeah. A little out of practice, but I'm doing alright. You can see how beat up the tubes of paint I have are. Like they're in very well-used condition. Like the labels are coming off. I had to throw a couple away. I went through all of these yesterday, all of my tubes that I have just sitting in a container, because some of them were actually dried up. Like they were so dry inside the tubes you couldn't even like squeeze any out. It was just solid. I had to throw a couple away because they were too dried out. And I wasn't going to try to reconstitute them in the tubes. I'm lazy. But I still have several that are still perfectly good. I got all of these. All of these tubes I got prior to 2006. So they're very old, but they still work. They still work perfectly fine. So I'll keep using them. Alright. Is it dry yet? A couple more minutes. It's almost there. Yeah, you gotta beat the paint. You gotta beat it into submission. Okay, what was I gonna do next? I guess I could just keep doing washes. This. It's gonna be a little bit darker. I want more value. We're just gonna darken it up a little bit. I need more indigo for that. A little too gray. This sometimes Castlevania has like really like gothy goth music. And then sometimes it's almost like cheerful party music. And it's weird, but it's also great, but it's also weird. I mean, yeah, there is goth partoi. Is that how you say that? Partoi? That is a thing. It's usually not known by that name. Oh, really? Wow. That's an interesting use of those letters to create sounds. Hello, Lenabat. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, Lenabat. I am working on a mermaid because it is May, and when it is May, it is mermaid. You draw mermaids. Thank you. I see you are a bat appreciator as well. I always appreciate those who appreciate bats. Stretch break? Alright. That's a good idea. Oh, we're being raided! Healthy boy. Thank you, Decoy Troy, for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Healthy boy. Welcome, raiders. How was your Ocarina of Time stream, Troy? If I remember correctly, it was a randomizer? Oh, it was rough. Yeah, they can be like that sometimes. But welcome, I appreciate the raid. If anyone coming in with the raid is new to my channel, I am Extinct Inks. I am a full-time freelance artist. Most of the time I do digital stuff these days, but my roots are in traditional media, and today I am using traditional media. This is actual paper, watercolor paper, taped down to a work surface, and I drew a mermaid, and then I inked it using this thing. This is a G pen with a metal nib that you dip in ink, and then do your thing. And then I am using actual watercolor paints. Paint it with actual brushes. Why am I drawing a mermaid? Or painting a mermaid? Because it's May, and when it's May, you do mermaids, because it's mermay. And that is the whole reason right there. A clever play on words. reserving the very dark darks for just certain areas. They can be a little overwhelming, and I don't want it to drown out the subtleties of the piece. A couple of spots are going to get the treatment, and then I'm going to blend it out. I know it's weird. It's weird that a bat, for one, is painting, because how does that even work? And then two, a bat that's painting a mermaid? What the hell? We do live in wild times. Every day is a wild one. Whether you like it or not. Whether it's good or not. Alright, Vitriolus, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you around again. It is getting a little late, isn't it? What time is it? 10:30. It's just premium night crew hours. So, some people might notice that my technique for using watercolors is actually pretty similar to the way that I normally do shading when I do digital art, which is I lay down the colors and then I will use a special brush to blend them out so that there's a good transition between values and hues. Because I started with traditional media, and I did traditional media for most of my career. I didn't start using digital primarily until 2015. For a long time I didn't really like the feel of it, so I kind of avoided it. I mostly used ink, watercolor, and alcohol-based markers, and sometimes colored pencils like Prismacolors, the waxy kind that you can blend. And those were my go-to mediums for a very long time. So most of the ways that I manipulate the tools that I use, even in digital, are based off of the ways that I learned how to use traditional media. So the techniques are mostly the same, it's just adapted to the medium. Alright. Now we need to smooth it out. Watercolor can do some great things with a hard edge, but for most of this I don't want hard edges. Fine in a couple of spots, but for the most part I want it to be smooth, I want it to be soft. This is a soft character. This is a soft goldfish mermaid. Sorry, my kid came in for a minute. Talking about kid things. Right, I need to do the handy erasing trick over here because I got too much of the background on the finger. I don't want it there. There we go. Cool. Very handy trick. That's looking pretty alright. Let's see, where else did I want to put some of this? Over here. Maybe some down here. Probably back there is a good. Here. And down here. And yeah. That works. Oh, we need to do the fins. Fins need some color too. I'm neglecting them. Here, could use this one. I might add a little bit of that orangey, make it look translucent. But it's not opaque. It wouldn't completely hide that part. It's also not going to show all of it. The swamp caves, huh? That's gross. Swamp caves would be really, like, icky, I think. There's some of this background color that bled over. We don't want that there. bit more. A little. Very subtle. There. It's good for the translucency. Excellent. Alright. Let it dry down for a minute. Alright, let's see. What kind of condition is this paper in? It's a little warped. Ideally, I would want it to dry down fully. Once again, I can't quite do that right now. Yeah, a lot. It's a pretty good spread of different Castlevania musics. But, on that note, it's been about 3 hours. I need to get up and stretch, and also my kid wants to go to bed, so I'm gonna have to take care of that. Also, I want this to dry down completely, because I don't like to keep working on paper that's super saturated, because it can sometimes cause fatigue on the paper, which can be bad news. Next time, probably Thursday. We will be continuing with this and probably finishing it. And then we will be also moving on to painting this. I'll probably finish the inking off stream and then we'll move on to painting it. I don't like to apply paint to ink until it has dried for at least 24 hours, just to make sure it is completely dry and waterproof. In the meantime, we are going to go ahead and raid Xenon Fiber. Not mermaids all month, but I wanted to do something a little different from what I've been doing. We're gonna raid Xenon, who is actually playing Castlevania right now, so it's very appropriate. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a good rest of their Saturday and a good rest of their weekend. If I don't see you on Monday for Monster Hunter Monday, then hopefully I'll see you around some other time. I will be here also on Thursday for more art and next Saturday for more art, unless something comes up. Hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who stopped by. Thank you, Gao, for gifting those 5 subs. Thank you to Lonan, and also to Decoy Troy for the raids. Did we get raided by anybody else? I thought we did. No? Was it just 2 raids? Well, anyway, that's fine. Thank you to everybody who followed. Thank you everybody who chatted and lurked. I appreciate all of you. In the meantime, if I don't see you anytime soon, you know, hopefully it'll be sometime in the future, whenever that'll be. And I hope you stay healthy and take care of yourselves, especially in these times that we live in right now. If Gao or Skelly could do the Discord so people can get the Discord link. Thank you very much. We have a Discord. We have over 100 people in there. Usually there are several active at any given time. It's pretty chill. We talk about a lot of stuff. We watch movies, we play games, we shitpost, we share memes, we share art. It's a good time. But yeah, so I appreciate anybody that stops to hang out for a bit while I do art, keep me company. It's great fun. We got a lot done today. We did most of an inked picture, we did some painting, we're celebrating mermaids, we listened to Castlevania music. It was fun. And now we're gonna go watch somebody play Castlevania. Have a good one, everyone. Good night.